Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my bathroom. I'm just getting ready this morning, so I thought I would walk you through my morning routine. I'm just gonna wash my face, do my morning skincare, and then we can do some makeup. Super cute. This is actually a super exciting day for us. We just got our orders for our next move. So if you don't know me, we are a military family. My husband is in the Air Force. We currently live in Florida, but we will be moving this summer. And we knew we were going to be moving. We just didn't know where it would be. And I was starting to get anxious about it because it's already February and we don't know where we're moving. But we just got our orders and we found out where we're going. I'm not going to say it here yet because if you're military, you know that things can always change. And so I don't feel comfortable enough sharing the location because it could change anyway. So we're excited because we get to move forward with like making plans and finding a place to live and stuff like that. So it's big news. But okay, let's get started with the morning skincare routine. So I'm going to use my ordinary Squalane cleanser. This is what I use every day, sometimes twice a day. I don't always cleanse in the morning, but I didn't wash my face before bed last night, so I definitely need to today. I'm actually running out, so I really need to get, I think I just spilled some. I just need to get as much out of this guy as I can before I open my backup one. But I've been using this cleanser for years. Ugh, I got it. And I love it. I love that it cleans my skin so thoroughly, but it doesn't it doesn't strip the natural oils from my skin or make me dry. So I use this stuff like a dry cleanser. So it looks like a lotion and you rub it into your hands and then I massage it into my dry face. This felt weird to do at first, but it is the best. Once you get used to it, it feels so nice. So I just massage this into my skin. And you can kind of see how I avoid my lashes. I have my Flutter Habit lashes on. And I basically just wash my face around them. And they can get a little bit wet, but I just don't want to get them soaked and I don't want to like rub them while they're wet. Okay, so once I have that all on, now I'm gonna rinse it off with water. When the water hits it, it almost turns kind of like a milky liquid and then it rinses away. It's really cool. So I'm just gonna stick my face in the sink right now and rinse it off, and I'm just gonna avoid my lashes. I'm gonna be using the C-Juvenate serum from Hello Skincare. Vitamin C is a really good product to use in the morning because it's an antioxidant that helps fight the damage from free radicals that you can get during the day, especially from the sun, from sun damage. So it's like I use vitamin C every morning, all over. And I like this serum because it sinks into the skin and disappears. So it works really well under makeup. I don't necessarily use these together, but I'm just gonna use it today, is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum, Crystal Elixir Magic Serum. So this is also another like antioxidant vitamin C serum. Can't get it open. Oh my gosh. Why is it on so tight? Oh, okay. All right. I don't necessarily always use these together or use both, but I mean, it'll give me a really nice, pretty glow. So we're just gonna do it. This stuff is kind of expensive. I got the travel sized one. I'm trying to make it last. This is how people on TikTok use it. Okay, the next product I'm gonna use is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is a really, really thick moisturizer. It's very moisturizing, but I also like to use it because it acts as a primer under makeup as well. It kind of leaves like a tacky finish. And I just like how it works under makeup. My skin is on the dry side, so I'm always kind of fighting dryness. It's not so bad now that I live in Florida, but when I was living in colder climates, my skin was crazy dry. So this stuff is like super necessary for me. I like to moisturize a lot. All right, the last step is SPF, of course, for daytime. You have to wear sunscreen during the day. You have to. Especially if you're using retinol or like exfoliating acids and things, like you need to be wearing a sunscreen during the day or all the work you're doing with your skincare is just going to waste. My favorite SPF for face is the one by Isntree. This is actually a Korean sunscreen. I feel like their ingredients are just more sophisticated than US versions, but that's just my opinion. This is a chemical sunscreen, so it's more invisible under skin and disappears after you apply it, which I love. And this formula, this is the Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. So it has hyaluronic acid in it to really moisturize the skin. This will give you the craziest glow. It makes your skin so moisturized and protected, and it works well under makeup because, like I said, it doesn't leave a white cast and it just sinks into the skin. If anything, this makes me a little too glowy, but I'm fine with it. I also put this on my neck and the backs of my hands. If it's the summertime and I'm gonna be in the sun for any actual prolonged period of time, I put sunscreen all over my body or my arms and stuff as well, but I don't plan on being in the sun today other than just in the car for a few minutes, so just a little something extra. Gotta keep the hands young. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my makeup room and we are gonna do a get ready with me. Okay, we're here, we're ready to do makeup. Today I want to do just like my everyday makeup routine, just like something super basic that I just do on a daily basis. And this is gonna be a mix of using my Seint 3D foundation and my DEMI color because I can't not use my DEMI correctors. I can't. Once you start using them and you know how to use them and you know how much they erase the things in your face that you don't like without adding makeup texture, you can't use anything else. So that being said, let's get started with some DEMI, yeah? If this is new to you, if you've never heard of DEMI color or DEMI correctors before, I have lots of other videos that explain more of the fundamentals of what it is, how it works, how to use it. So make sure to check in the description below. I'll link them down below. So what I'm basically going to do with these is I'm going to filter / color correct a few of the things on my face that I would normally use concealer to hide, but I'm actually just going to erase it altogether using my DEMI correctors. And I like to use these before I apply the rest of my makeup because DEMI needs to stick to your bare skin in order to work. So if you try to apply this on top of other foundation, it won't work. And plus, when you add foundation first, it changes the color of your skin. So you're not really working with the original excess color in your bare skin, and that's important. So this is where we're gonna start. It feels a little bit backwards to start concealing things before the rest of your makeup, but trust the process. So I'm going to use this to filter away the redness and broken capillaries around my nostrils, like always. I'm going to use DEMI to brighten my under eyes right here. Might do a little bit of toning, and I'm going to use it to hide these patches of melasma that I have. First things first, the redness around my nose. I'm gonna start with this color right here. This is OY1. It's a really vibrant orange yellow shade, and that's going to filter away excess blue violet in my skin. So I use this shade to get anything that looks sort of purple, almost lavender, underneath the skin. And so for me, that's all this redness around my nose and in this crease of my nostril. What at first looks like redness, when you really look closely at it, you realize that there's just a lot of darkness there as well under the skin. And that's what's really popping out and being distracting. So I really want to get rid of that excess blue and violet as much as possible. Now I want to get rid of the remaining more true red violet down here. So I'm going to use this shade right here. This is GY1. So it's a green yellow shade, and this is going to filter any violet redness in the skin. And I always love using my DEMI for this area because it doesn't crease in the fold of my nostril like every other makeup I've ever used tends to do. Because I'm using such a small amount of product, there's nothing really there to crease. Just fluffing around the area to make sure it's an even layer. Done. Now I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to address the darkness under my eyes. Most of this is just excess blue causing a shadow. It's very simple. So I'm going to need to use the complementary color of orange to filter away that darkness. I always like to use a mirror up close so I can really see what I'm doing in natural light to really filter away that darkness. And you really just want to start with the darkest points. You don't want to put a wash of one color all under your eye like you would with concealer. You just want to remove the darkest points because one little spot of darkness can create an entire area that looks dark. So by removing just the darkest point, it will brighten up the entire area. I have a vein right here, so I'm just following along with where I see the darkest points from that vein. And as you can see, my eye just looks so much brighter all of a sudden. I don't like to go overboard when I'm doing this because I want it to still look just like natural, you know? Like, I don't mind having a little bit of darkness or like a little bit of variation in color under my eyes because it looks natural. I just want it to be less distracting so that when you look at my face, you're not looking at my dark circles. And if you have like under eye bags, like you have a structural deep groove right here, you can use this same color, O1 or O3, depending on your skin tone and how dark it is, to sort of make an optical illusion to brighten up the space where that shadow exists, to make that under eye bag look less noticeable. You'll always have the bag because makeup can't fix what structurally is happening with your face, but it can create an optical illusion. And then if you do have a bag like that, you can apply some setting powder to erase the shine from your skin. That might make it more noticeable. There's lots of tricks you can do. Okay, so I'm happy with how my under eyes look. Now I'm just going to address these sort of earthy brown melasma patches on my forehead. So these spots are actually excess green in the skin. I know they look brown, but they're a green brown. Most hyperpigmentation in the skin is some form of green. If it's darker, like it's a dark age or sunspot, then it's probably a blue-green, but it's still probably in the green family. So you need to use some kind of pink, like an orangey pink or a pink. I'm going to be using, yeah, this one. This is R1. So it's just basic pink. And I'm just going to use that right on the darkest spots that I see. And as you can see, you can't even see what I'm doing. It almost looks like I'm wiping the spots away as opposed to applying makeup on top of them. That's what you want. We're not trying to cover anything in the skin. We're applying a filter on top of the excess color in our skin to change what we can see. Okay, done with that. I have a little tiny zit that's healing right here. It's almost all the way healed, so it's mostly just excess blue causing some darkness in my skin. I know it looks red, but I know that this is almost healed and it just needs a little bit of orange on it to make it disappear. Invisible. Look at that. You can't even see it now. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do with my demi color is I'm going to tone this area around my mouth that has a lot of excess green. As you can see, it just looks really yellowy. And if I tone it with my demi color and erase a lot of that excess green in my skin, I'm using pink again, then I won't need as much foundation on top to hide it, you know? And this is going to look invisible once again on my skin. Just using the fluffy side of my brush to fluff some pink over the entire area, and it's just going to tone down that yellow-green that you're seeing. The difference is so subtle, but that's how demi works. It should be subtle. It's not as transformative as some other types of makeup can be, but if you're going for a natural look, this is what you want. Okay, so I'm done with my demi palette. Now I'm going to move on and finish the face with my 3D foundation. So really what I'm going to be doing now, my face looks fine the way it is. I'm just going to be adding a little bit more color to my skin to really like just make everything pop, add a little contour, that kind of thing. I'm going to start with my main highlight shade right here. This is White Peach, and I'm using the Shape brush. This is my favorite brush. It's actually a DEMI brush and it's on sale, but I like using it because it's very fluffy and so it creates a really light coverage, which is what I like. So I'm just gonna take my main highlight shade and just kind of apply that all over the bottom of my face. And this just creates more sort of generalized coverage all over everything. And as you can see, I really like just pressing my makeup into my skin. I don't like swiping because it just can disturb the demi that I did underneath, and also this just gives a more airbrushed finish. I especially don't want to disturb that demi color I did over my melasma, so I'm being very gentle. All right, time for contour. I'm going to use my detail brush, and I'm going to be using Ash Contour right here. And I'm just going to apply this all over the perimeter of my forehead, along the hairline. Once again, being gentle over the areas where I applied my demi, so I don't swipe it right off. Just pressing this contour into my skin. Just creates a lot more dimension in the skin. Don't be afraid of contour. These cream contours make blending so easy, and it just adds so much dimension and accentuates your features. I especially love doing this on my cheekbones. I just love how it makes my cheekbones pop. I love that look. You want to keep most of the color back here toward your temple and your ear, and then just diffuse it as you get closer to the center of the face. And once again, I'm just kind of stippling to blend. I'm going to do a little bit of contour on my nose, just sort of drawing a line down the center of my nose to create a shadow. The closer I put this contour in the center, the thinner my nose looks. You're just sort of creating an optical illusion with shadow and light to make your nose look a little bit slimmer or straighter. I mean, it really depends on your individual nose and what you're trying to achieve with it, but this is what I like to do. You know, and once again, nose contour is optional, but I feel like it really makes a big difference. Flip the brush around and use the tiny side of this brush, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of this under my lips so I can look pouty. And my favorite trick right lately, see this shadow right behind my Cupid's bow? I'm gonna make that even more obvious because it makes my lips look so pouty. And I love it. All right, it's at this point that I usually like to do a little bit of powder if I'm gonna do powder at all. I don't always, but since I did such a glowy base routine with my skincare today, I'm very shiny. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this just to tone it down. So I have my e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I really like this stuff a lot. It's very translucent and visible. So I'm gonna use my powder brush, and I'm gonna use the fluffier side. And I'm just going to tone down the shine. Mainly just in the center of my face. And then I want to do a little bit under my eyes, but not a lot, and just where I see the most shine reflecting the light. Gorgeous. Okay, now it's time to add a little blush just for some more color. I love blush. I'm a blush girly. So, I mean, the hardest part of my day is choosing one of these. This has 3 layers. I love blush. I need all the options, and I love them all. They are all my children, and I love them all. I don't know which one to do today. I feel like I want to do pink because I'm actually planning on filming like a Valentine's Day inspired eyeshadow look, which is why I have my Valentine's sweater on. So I don't know what color to do.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple colors. I'm gonna mix, which is one of my favorite things to do. I like to create my own colors. I'm actually gonna start with Bare. This is a limited edition shade that's only available for a few months this spring right now. So if you want this, make sure that you get one. But it's a really light satin matte nude shade. Like, I like to say that this is the blush for people who say they don't like blush because it's so subtle. It just adds that little something extra to your face, and it really helps your contour blend in with the rest of your face. So I'm going to take a little bit of Bare, and I'm just going to apply that to my cheeks. Just gives me a little bit of something. And I just need a little bit more pink because I love blush. So I'm going to apply this one right here. This is Baby Watermelon. It's very, very bright Barbie pastel pink. And I'm going to do just a tiny bit of that. And I'm going to put that just on like the outer apple of my cheek very lightly. Just for a little something extra there. They're just so easy to apply. They're just so creamy and blendable, and they look like your real skin. They don't look like makeup. They just add a little something. I'm gonna add some illuminator now. I have to use this one because it is my all-time favorite. This is the highlighter stick from Westman Atelier. It's a little spendy, but I got the little travel size one, and I feel like it's gonna last me a long time. This is the color Lit. It looks white, but it actually has like a pinky, almost violet iridescent undertone, but it's so fine that it's like, it just gives that glassy look to the skin. I just adore it. I'm gonna line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip Liner. Okay, I'm severely running out of time and I'm in a hurry, so I'm gonna fill in my brows really quick with my Cola Contour, and then I'm gonna do some brow wax, and I'll be right back. Okay, that's it. This is my just like everyday go-to makeup look. If you have any questions, you can comment them down below, or you can email me, and I have all my links down in the description box below. Have a good day, you guys. Bye. See you next time.